Hi, I'm Sabrina Stowe, Fire and Life Safety Educator for the Winston-Salem Fire Department.
And I'm Rodney Cooper, Assistant Fire Marshal for the Winston-Salem Fire Department.
We hope you enjoyed your trip to Fire Station 6 last week for the virtual fire station tour.
This week, we returned to Station 6 for the rundown on their fire truck, the Ardmore Express. This is one of our pumpers, the most common type of fire truck in our fleet. Let's take a look.
All right, my name is Austin Spall. I'm the engineer for Engine Company 6. This is a 2020 Suffin. It's the newest truck in the city of Winston-Salem right now. It has 650 gallons of water. It can produce 1,500 gallons per minute on the fire scene. Right now it holds 3 firefighters every day. That's what we carry here at Engine 6. We do have 4, but we ride a minimum of 3. The engine has over 1,000 foot of 5-inch supply line in it. The supply line is the hose that hooks from the intake of the truck to the fire hydrant. That's what gets the water from the hydrant to the truck. We have different sizes of attack line, over 1,000 foot. An attack line is what we stretch from the apparatus to the front door and fight the fire with. We also have a 100 foot of booster reel, and a booster reel is almost like a giant garden hose. We use it for small trash fires, dumpster fires, and stuff of that nature. So this is the driver area. This is where I sit when I drive. It's just like a normal truck, just on a bigger scale. We have all the controls up there for the lights up top, and the captain has controls on the other side too, which I'll show you in a minute. But it's just like driving a big car. We have windshield wipers, gas pedal, brake pedal. No keys anywhere. It's a push button start, believe it or not. But for the most part, it's actually a really good driving truck. So this is our company logo on the engine window right here. Some people don't know because the season's not going on right now, but so this right here is the new Winston-Salem Dash logo in black and white. And they let us edit it and add the 6 to it. So that's our company logo for Station 6 since the Dash is in our home territory. Our previous truck had the old logo with the little modifications on it too. So this is the rear of the engine or the apparatus. It's where we all sit on the way to calls. Our air packs are built into the seats. So we do have our seat belts on when we're responding to calls, but as soon as we get there, you can unclick the seat belt, throw our arms through the air packs, and release with this yellow handle, and we're off the truck, fully geared, ready to go and handle whatever call we receive. We have Bluetooth headsets. These are new on all the new trucks. They have no cords. They're Bluetooth connected, so we can get in around 100 feet around the truck and still be able to talk to each other, backing around obstacles and on calls and certain situations like that. The inside of the cab holds flashlights, all our radios, radio chargers, batteries, voice amps, and we'll show voice amps here in a minute when we put on our gear. So this is the pump panel for our engine. So my primary function is to drive and to pump fires. And this is the pump panel. So each one of these levers are color coordinated and they coincide with a hose. For example, our front cross lay is going to be right here. Both of them are orange. So if we deploy this line, I pull this lever, that's going to charge that line with water. And so on, you got your middle cross lay, and your brown cross lay, and each coordinates with a certain discharge or a hose line on the truck. As like I said, this truck, 1,500 gallons per minute is your GPMs. That means it's capable of producing that much water out of this truck on house fires. That's going to be more your commercial structures and stuff like that. We're talking about the 5-inch hose earlier. This is what your 5-inch hose hooks into. This is called a steamer, or your intake. And you're going to go from a hydrant into here, and that's how we get water in the truck. We have 650 gallons on the truck right now, but as that stands, that can last anywhere from 30 seconds to about 5 minutes. And after that, we're going to have a water source hooked up to this truck to keep fighting what we're going to fight. So on a truck, there's a line in the pump, and we draw the line right here. Anything above the intake is a discharge, anything below the intake is an intake. So with these discharges right here, it's just like the hose lays. We can unscrew these, hook a hose line into it, and we can either give a truck water or we can hook in and another truck can give us more water. So it's just discharges and intakes. And the gauges, where all the hose levers are, tells us the pressures we have to pump each line at. There's a formula for everything. It's a friction loss formula. And to pump, you have to pass certain tests to be able to pump for the city. Here's our intake and our discharge gauges. The intake gauge tells me how much water I have coming in, and my discharge tells me what I'm flowing, which is either what I'm flowing at the nozzles or what I'm flowing to other apparatuses. All right, so our truck, like I said, it's a big toolbox. It holds just hundreds and hundreds of tools. Different departments carry different things. This is our high-rise compartment. Our district at Engine 6, we run for Forsyth Hospital and Baptist Hospital. So we carry high-rise hose. And on fire alarms and fires in the hospitals, we have to carry all this hose up, how many flights of stairs, which, it's 100 pounds of hose. You have about an 80-pound high-rise bag, and it contains tools for us to hook to the standpipes in the hospitals and fight fire, whatever we need. But Engine 6, Engine 1, Engine 3, and Engine 2, and Engine 10 are ones that always go to the high-rise in the city of Winston. All right, so this is our tool compartment for the firefighter. And it's got our axes, bolt cutters, we have Halligan bars. We have a lot of prying and a lot of striking tools is what we use for prying open doors, striking doors open, windows, different things. Be surprised how many people actually lock themselves out of their vehicles a lot with their kids in them. So this is a lockout kit, and it gives us access to be able to get inside the window like a Slim Jim and unlock the cars for people without really messing the cars up. And also having the high-rise buildings in our territory, we have a lot of elevator rescues. So these are different elevator keys we have, and we also have more on the truck. So this is our medical compartment. A lot of people don't understand is 80% of our calls are medical calls. Everyone in the city of Winston for the fire department are EMTs. We have a jump bag, a medical bag with drugs we carry, Curlex. We have 2 trauma kits on each side with Curlex, tourniquets. We have an AED. A lot of people don't understand that. We have an AED for our CPR calls. Suction units. We have a backboard, braces. If it weren't for medical calls, for the most part, we wouldn't have a job. But anything from just not feeling good that day to cardiac arrest. We pretty much are a catch-all. When people don't know what to do, they call us. Fixing toilets, cats out of drains, ducks out of drains, house fires, wrecks, just everything. This is our catch-all. So this is a big question for everybody that comes to the station. What is this and why is it hooked to the truck? This is a Plymouth vent, and what it does is it takes the carcinogens from the exhaust of the truck and it releases it through the top of the building through a fan, and it pretty much keeps us from breathing the exhaust from the apparatus, and every station has them. And as we're pulling out of the bay, it just releases on its own. So this is the opposite side of the pump panel. So before you saw the cross lays, this is the other side of the cross lays, still the same lays. We also have another intake on here where you can hook to another hydrant. We have a 5-inch discharge where we can relay, which is we can take water from our truck and shoot it over to another truck to help them out with more water. We have spanner wrenches, which are going to be for connecting and disconnecting hoses. And then these are Halligan tools. These tools right here are going to be the firefighters' go-tos on house fires. It's a prying tool and it's a striking tool with the axe. So 90% of your TV shows and movies, you're going to see firemen with Halligan tools. And that's what these are. All right, so as a fireman and as a captain, everybody's got their ways if you have your gear laid out. And Evan Bryant, the firefighter on the back of our truck today, has his coat up here, pants, and his hood down here. So like everybody has their own system how they get dressed. And that's why everything's laid out. Now firefighter Evan Bryant is going to come and demonstrate how we don and doff or put on and take off our equipment. So while he's putting his pants and hood on, it takes us 1 minute to get dressed, and we have to be breathing air in 2 minutes as they test in rookie school and every day pretty much. So he's going to slide on his bunker pants. If you notice, he put his hood on first with his pants, and that hood's got a protective flap that's going to keep us from getting burned. So radio, he's going to throw his coat on. And all of our gear has 3 layers, and those layers are designed to keep us safe. Have vapor layer, heat layer. All right, so that's your typical dress going on a house fire or a fire alarm or a motor vehicle accident prior to getting on the truck. So this is our air pack. This is our SCBA. I think you'll turn around. So we have 45-minute cylinders, which we have compressed air in these cylinders, and they have 45 minutes of air roughly, but when you're working, it's about 20 to 25 minutes. And we have alerts on our packs that tell us this is how much air you've used, it's time to come out. And once it gets really low, it vibrates to let us know, hey, it's time to exit the structure or you're not gonna have air to breathe. All right. So on a fire alarm, this is what we look like going into. Now I'm gonna get Evan to breathe air and let you actually hear what it sounds like, because this is the big thing with people in general is they don't understand is, we look like something from a movie when we come in your house and we're fully dressed, but we're trying to help you. So a lot of things we tell kids and adults is, it might look scary, but it's just us trying to help you. And that beeping is knowing that the pack's functioning properly. It sounds like Darth Vader when he breathes. But that's what you're hearing when we come in and on house fires and as we're talking. And now the beeping, we stand still for 30 seconds, our pack will start beeping. And what that is a firefighter down function. It's for our safety. And it'll get louder, 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 and louder. And hit it, Evan. All right, turn it off. So that means we've been sitting still for too long and something's wrong. So what that does is that'll alert our truck companies, which have trackers for these packs. Each one of these packs has it's almost like a camera, and it will show you or point to the direction where this pack is. And that way, if we can't get contact on the radio with the firefighter, we can go in and find it.
Did you enjoy learning about the fire truck? I hope you learned a lot about what it takes to drive one of these trucks, but also everything the firefighters have to do to operate the fire truck on a fire scene.
As I mentioned earlier, the pumper is one of the most commonly used fire trucks, but we also have ladder trucks at our dual company stations. The ladder trucks have extended ladders attached to them and are used for rescue and spraying water from a higher vantage point. These trucks also have additional specialized extrication equipment. The tractor-drawn aerial truck housed at Fire Station 1 on Marshall Street has a second driver positioned in the back of the truck, who steers the back wheels. This allows the truck to make tighter turns in congested areas.
Other specialty trucks in our fleet include a heavy rescue truck, a hazardous materials truck, a brush truck, and an air resource truck. These vehicles are dispatched to locations that have those specific needs.
Next week, we will focus on the firefighters, learn what it takes to become a Winston-Salem firefighter, as we look at our most recent recruit school graduates, Class 29. You'll get a snapshot of the 26-week training program and learn how you can become a part of the team.
See you next week.